So, welcome back to Building the Raiders. We have positive money, and hopefully throughout the course of this season with the moves that we've made, we continue to make money to hopefully eventually get this team to a point where we can be buyers again. We have the 2029 simulation to do today. This shouldn't be a team that makes the playoffs. I would be genuinely surprised if they do. To the roster, like I said, off stream, this took me, no joke, 4 hours. So it's a good thing we did this off stream to assemble at least a roster that has some resemblance of a real team. So we'll go to the quarterbacks. Gary Columbus, our trade from the 2027 season, did not want to re-sign. So with one of our draft picks, we actually drafted Brian Edmonds. And yes, I did slap an S onto his name. He was Brian Edmond when we drafted him, but Edmonds just rolls off the tongue a little bit better, so we'll do that. Plus, he's not a real person, so it doesn't matter. We drafted Brian Edmonds pretty late in the draft. I want to say 23rd. But he is hidden dev, so we got that going for us. He's pretty slow. He's just a better version of Atkinson, but like, at least at the moment, his arm's a little worse than Columbus, but his accuracy starting off is actually pretty good. 84, 82, 82. I'm still committed to the David Atkinson train. I want him to grow. We also added Jared Goff, just for a veteran backup. See, bridge quarterback, mentor. Jared Goff, Super Bowl champion with the Los Angeles Rams just 2 seasons ago. Jared Goff. Running backs. Obviously, Josh Jacobs is gone. We had to get that contract off the books if we were ever going to make money again. So we are going into the season with Monte Bradham, who's not bad. 26 years old, 80 overall. We got him on a cheap deal in the preseason. Normal dev, and he's 80 overall, so that's pretty encouraging. We might be able to get him to low 80s, 83, 84. Maybe. I'm not too hopeful. We're not committing long-term to Monte Bradham. He's just here. And yes, Pat, we did sign Deuce Vaughn. I did this for you. He's here. Lawrence Mayweather is a draft pick for us from the 2029 draft. Jesus, what year is it again? He was a late-round pick. Nothing special here. Not one of the star or better devs that we got. In fact, I didn't even edit his fucking jersey because he's still got the long sleeves on. We do have 2 fullbacks at the moment. I re-signed Alec Ingold because he was just sitting in free agency. And I do like to use the fullback. So if by some fucking miracle this team makes the playoffs, we at least have a competent fullback. Stevie Schmidt is just here. The only reason I didn't cut him is just because he's a draft pick and he's cheap. So just to fill a roster spot with somebody. Receivers. I've decided for the moment to keep Chris Olave because he's still only 29. If we can turn this around in a year or two, Olave can still be a contributor to this team. We do have good young receivers behind him. Sean Duvall, star dev, 24 years old, in his 4th year. We have Daniel Meredith, who was a free agency pickup right before the preseason. Not probably going to be a long-term part of this team. We picked up Roman Wilson in free agency, actually, in actual free agency before the draft, just to have somebody here, pretty cheap. Stephen Woodward is still wide receiver number 5. I think Johnny Huber. Oh no, that's normal dev. We don't need Huber. Didn't we have another star better? Okay, apparently we don't. Ronnie Spears was another draft pick for us, and I think he's going to be our kick returner should we get into playing the games. 94 speed. It's better than Woodward, who's 6'6" and lanky. Ronnie Spears is much more like a traditional returner, so we'd probably go with him. Tight ends. One of the originals, Michael Mayer, still kicking around. We got Theo Johnson here, who is actually going to be 3rd on the depth chart. Jimmy Taggart, 23 years old. This was our 6th round pick in the 2029 draft. 61 overall, low overall to start. I don't know if he's going to grow into anything, being that late of a pick and that low of an overall to start, but he's going to have at least star or better depth. So we got that going for us with Jimmy Taggart. I think he's more of a blocking tight end. Catching is pretty low. Run blocks, bad. Pass blocks, bad. I guess he's just, I don't know. Lord knows what this guy's going to be. We'll see how it goes with Taggart, but I do want to use him in a season that we don't expect much. The offensive line is good, and, well, okay, they're not good yet, but they're young. Michael Fasusi is our second-year left tackle. We picked up Reuben Fatheree just for depth. Tate Ratledge was another preseason pickup. He's our starting left guard. We don't have much in terms of left guards, but it's really the only weakness where we don't have somebody we can grow on this offensive line. Cedric Van Pran, one of our OG draft picks, is still kicking around, 85 overall. He's making a boatload of money, but I didn't want to get rid of our talented center, so Van Pran stays. Theo Ebert is another one of he was one of our first-round draft picks, I want to say. He was actually drafted as a right tackle, but we moved him over to right guard because we already have two good young tackles. And we'll get to the other. We'll get to the right tackle here in a second. Pierre Overton and Xavier Truss added in for depth, and Tyson, one of two right tackles that we took with star or better dev, hidden dev, was just, I didn't expect them both to be that. But we got the two tackles. We just moved one to guard just so they can all play. And I want to say that Ebert even increased his overall moving to guard, so that's nice for us. Left defensive end, David Stone. We got that trade for him. I think this was the Max Crosby deal. We just traded Crosby, who was 31, still a 99 overall, for a younger, cheaper version as we were trying to work our way out of debt. He's up to an 85 at 24 years old, so he might touch into the 90s. I don't think he'll probably be a 99 overall like Max Crosby. Tim Jefferson's here for depth. Chop Robinson, one of the OGs, still sticking around. And Javonte Jean-Baptiste on the right edge, going to be our depth player. Defensive tackles, we lost both Bear Alexander and Jordan Davis. So defensive tackle is probably the weakest spot on this defense. We just have bodies here. We got a rookie in here that we drafted pretty late in Heath Rice and Tim Smith. Not expecting much out of these guys. I don't think either one of them are going to be on this team long term. Anthony Hill Jr. is still kicking around, 84 overall, only 25 years old. He's still really young. So hoping we can get some more out of him as we try to rebuild this team for the second time. Ashton Gillette, I had to change his name because apparently Ashton is profane in Madden. I learned that out. Learned that real quick. So we have Ashton Gillette, and Kurt Rollins at left outside linebacker. Leighton Vander Esch, a 33-year-old Leighton Vander Esch at middle linebacker. Just somebody. It's another weak spot on this defense in a bad year. Yes, you probably could have told me that. I was not aware. So I looked up his name because I got a player with like asterisk in his name. I'm like, what's his first fucking name? Fucking Ashton. Jesus Christ. These profanity filters are on a different level. I don't understand it. Tyree Wilson's still kicking around at age 29. We'll see when it comes to Tyree Wilson. I don't know when his contract is up. I'm hoping that we're able to keep him around for a while. He's still young enough to help this team. He doesn't grow worth a shit. So avoid Tyree Wilson in Madden franchises. But he's pretty good for us. Makes some plays when we get to the playoffs. And Steel Chambers, the Buckeye, 28 years old, 69 overall, just a depth outside linebacker. Corners, Riley Moss out of Iowa. Pat, we got another one for you. Corners are absolutely ass. Zy Alexander out of LSU. Tracy Baxter, a rookie. And Jacorian Bennett, just a free agency preseason pickup just for some added depth. We got my Michigan man, Jabril Peppers. Heisman finalist, Jabril Peppers. He will be our safety for this year on a 1-year deal. DJ James, again, no commitment to this guy long term, as we are just basically rebuilding all over again because we got too broke. Joe Ship, 22 years old, hidden dev, a rookie out of Texas for us. So a nice replacement and not that big of a hit after we let Shiloh Sanders go. And now the kickers. I actually re-signed off-stream Daniel Carlson. He was sitting in free agency. He's still an 85 overall. But then Cameron Dicker was here, who's younger. And then I thought, Daniel Carlson didn't want to re-sign with us in the first place. So we kept Dicker the kicker. Dicker the kicker is now, at least for this season, our kicker. Maybe our kicker of the somewhat near future. However, our punter is still AJ Cole, and we made him a captain because he just flat out re-signed with us. AJ Cole was just happy to come back. So that is the roster heading into 2029. Let's show you just how much cap space we have. Let's just go in on Logan Wilson here. $123 million in cap space. When last year, when we were making about $7 million in profit for every home game, we still had about $80 million in cap space. So we freed up about $50 million in money that we're paying out. So in theory, that gets us to a point where we can finally get ourselves a little bit of finances back in this team. Catch up on chat. Ashton's a bad word. They probably heard about me. Took preemptive measures. Favorite draft pick ever is a defensive lineman, 6'5", 320 pounds, named Tank Body. And there's a running back out here named Tank Bigsby. I remember back in the day, it's still, I want to say, my highest watched clip ever was when we found a kicker in a draft class named Tiny Boop Squig Shorterly or something like that. Or like when I was doing a Madden rebuild last year before we were streaming again, I asked my girlfriend to rename a prospect, and she named a kicker Maximus Schlongberg. A child she is. Anyway. That was a long roster explanation. That's a lot of words. Draft classes for this year. After the debacle of the draft class that we just selected for the 2029 draft, we are going to start letting the AI randomly generate them. So there was a 2029 draft class, but it was released prior to the first title update. So I realized very quickly that I was going to have to change the looks of everybody because we had the same glitch again where everyone was black and wore number 0 and had the same face and the same gear. Actually, no gear. No idea how they managed to mess that up. Well, the depth chart. That is important. I think I got this all set, but we're going to take a run through. Brian Edmonds is going to be the day one starter. He's already better than Goff, so we gotta get this guy growing if he's going to be the quarterback of our future. Jared Goff just here as a contingency plan, and David Atkinson, I'm hoping we can grow him again. We had 1 year where we grew him like 4 overall. If he could do that again, he's a solid backup QB for us. I was going to check how old he is now, but I have no idea. And we can't go to the player card. Monte Bradham, Deuce Vaughn, and Lawrence Mayweather, the running backs. Fullback, we're going to go into the season with Ingold. Stevie Schmidt, we're not committed to long-term. I'm hoping we can just keep him on the roster long enough where we don't have to cut him, and take a hit financially, but just let him go. Receivers. I think this is how I wanted it. Olave, followed by our star dev receiver in Duval. Daniel Meredith. Stephen Woodward. Woodward I actually put above Roman Wilson. I want to see if we can get some growth out of Woodward. That would be nice. Tight ends, Michael Mayer. And as aforementioned, Jimmy Taggart is second on the depth chart, even though Theo Johnson's better, just to get him on the field. Fasusi with Father E backing up. Ratledge and Robinson. Van Pran and Michigan, former Michigan center, Mason Cole in here. The converted tackle, Theo Ebert at right guard with Pierre Overton backing up. And Tyson. Here, we're going to move Isaiah Thomas to the backup role. Ruben Father can back up left tackle. Left defensive end, Stone. Should we put Tim Robinson in here? Chop Robinson isn't going to back anybody up. So maybe Tim Jefferson, and then Jean-Baptiste can back up the right side. So Chop and then Javonte Jean-Baptiste. Defensive tackle is going to be miserable. We might allow a lot of rushing yards up the middle. Anthony Hill Jr., Leighton Vander Esch, Jalen Ford needs to be there. Right outside linebacker. How are we? Is Jalot number 2 here? He is. So we will put Steel Chambers number 2 on this side. Corners. Actually, why is Riley Moss down here? So we got Peppers doesn't need to be in here. We need Moss and Zy Alexander as our top corners. And then DJ James. DJ James is safety. So Jacorian Bennett. Baxter, then Bennett. Safety, free safety, Jabril Peppers, followed by DJ James. Strong safety, Joe Shipp. Hope to see some growth out of him in his first season. I'm not sure why our punter is our kicker. Cameron Dicker in there, and then AJ Cole to punt things away. Kick returners. Ronnie Spears is an 85 on the kick return. We will try Ronnie Spears. It's the whole reason he's here. He will return punts as well. I just do not like Woodward returning kicks. He just feels so lanky and slow. Long snapper, our center, Cedric Van Pran. And that'll do it for the depth chart. So now into the season sim. Regardless of the outcome, we're just going to get the season sim in today, I think. We might touch some offseason if we get there. We got Jalen Hurts to worry about here in week 1. Really the only weapon that we have to worry about for Philly. Defensively, I got Jalen Carter. Let's try that. We got Edmonds, Tyson, Shipp, Hill, Stone, and Ebert. That looks good. Our focus players appear to be set. Week 1. Not expecting much. What's going on, Toby? 42-0. Riley Moss. Injured. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. We did make a considerable amount of money, though, that week, so that's good. We might actually have some funds here. Well, immediately, we're going to need another corner. Trying to get into football, but I don't know how. Truth be told, my interest in football started when I started playing Madden. Why is Carlton Davis here? He'd immediately be the best corner we have. Madden is pretty much how I just learned the game. Now, it's not exactly perfect for that. But Madden's a good way to get started because you can just experiment with whatever you want. All right, so to the depth chart after a 42-0 loss. We've got to check and see what happened here. Okay, so not the best start for Brian Edmonds. Not the best start at all. 129 yards, 14 of 22, 3 picks. Brian Edmonds was our leading rusher. Am I seeing that right? Monte Bradham, 4 carries for 13. We ran the ball 4, 8, 9 times. Play mutt, you fucking asshole. Okay. The young team. No worries. The Eagles are good. If we didn't just go into the depth chart, I would have thought that maybe we had another... Oh, no. Oh, no, this hurts my heart. Michael Penix Jr., the quarterback that we won our Super Bowl with just 2 short seasons ago. Quarterback for the Giants now. He's probably about to have a day. They still have Saquon. Let's try and use our edge players to stop Saquon. This defense is probably pretty good. Oh, wow. We're only the 26th worst defense, though. Somebody was worse. Multiple teams were worse. This is an away game, so we're going to lose a little bit of money, I would imagine. Unless the lack of salary that we're paying these players might mean that we might still make money. With $120 million in cap. All right. Onward. Week 2 against the Giants. They got a good defense. Will we score? 32. There are 32 NFL teams. We scored! Raiders scored points! Somebody got a touchdown. Thank you. Mock draft 1. Well, we got 2 of the top 3 picks, but it's early in the year. I think we have 3 first rounders. Yeah, we do. Just that other one's late. Okay. All right, good to know. Wow. So we didn't lose a whole lot of money that week, so that's good. We got another away game here. 31 players are ready to negotiate their contracts. It's a 17-game season. 17-game season. Weekly strategy against the Lions and their 88 overall offense. Somehow, Bo Nix and Jahmyr Gibbs, I guess wide receivers and tight ends, are probably the way to go. Yeah, everyone doesn't play everybody in an NFL season. Wow. Hey, 5th best defense. After allowing 42 points in week 1, we only allowed 13 in week 2. Oh, we got a practice injury that I skipped over. Who was that? Monte Bradham. That isn't good at all. So it'd be Deuce Vaughn. This is not going to be a very good year for our Raiders, is it? Chop Robinson, Anthony Hill, and Brian Edmonds getting an upgrade. That is pretty big early in the career of Edmonds, because he needs all the help he can get, apparently. Week 3 against the Lions. Jets are benching Zach Wilson. They are going to play Tim Boyle. No, it works out. I mean, everyone plays, you play each other eventually, just not once every year. Strength of schedule is a thing. Some teams have harder schedule than others. Only a 3-point loss. That is kind of surprising. We are back-loaded on the home schedule this year. We have to somehow try and defend the pass against Herbert. I have no idea how we're going to manage that. Number 2 defense. What is our edge rushers like doing work, or what's going on? More upgrades. Van Pran and David Stone up to an 85 overall. Nice. I do enjoy soccer as well. Well, 3-0 Chargers, 0-3 Raiders. Wait, weekly awards? Somebody on this team won an award? 3 sacks out of Chop Robinson. 3 sacks, 5 tackles. All right. The breakout season for Chop. Oh my God, we won! We won a game, but somebody's hurt. Zy Alexander. Our top 2 corners are out 3 more weeks. Oh, boy. Although we did sign that other corner. I don't remember if we went to the depth chart and even put him in the game or in the games yet. We do still have 3 corners on the roster. Baxter, Bennett. Who did we sign? Carlton Davis, right. So we'll throw Carlton Davis there. This safety has to come out. Baxter goes in there. So 3 corners. Well, so winning a game is actually not quite ideal. That kind of fucks up our chase at the number 1 overall pick. The Broncos are still ass despite Dylan Raiola. And this defense is a whole lot better than ours. We will try and run with Monte Bradham. So our money making will be later in the year. Theo Ebert getting an upgrade, as well as Tyson and Jimmy Taggart. Nice. Here we go. Denver. How are we 2-3? This team is winning ourselves out of the number 1 pick. Not like I even think we need it, but can we sweep the Chargers? Doubtful. Run, Monte Bradham, run. Number 3 defense, dude. How is our defense so good? Our defense is worse than it's ever been. Player upgrades again. Fasusi. So all of our young offensive linemen getting upgrades. Another away game before we head into our bye. All right, we lost to the Chargers. So the chase for the #1 pick is on again. Make sure these are on half pads. They are. Get through the bye here. More upgrades. A lot of upgrades. Sean Duvall and Monte Bradham. Good to see Duvall growing. We definitely need to see some growth out of him this year. Another away game against the Colts, dude. We're going to have a second half residency at Allegiant Stadium. We played 5 road games already. Mock draft 2. All right, well, we've fallen to 8th, 12th, and 15th. That's not bad if that was where we wound up. I definitely wouldn't be taking edge rushers. A defensive tackle, maybe, but ideally. Is there a defensive tackle way up here? No. So that's the best defensive tackle in the draft? There's another one. That's not great. Seems to be a weak draft, honestly. National Scouting Focus will delegate. 4-2 Colts. Jack Moynihan. I kind of forgot he was on Indianapolis. We will try and take a Brady out of the game. Oh, this seems like a game for Edmonds. Let's go. Brian Edmonds about to have the game of his rookie season. And if it doesn't happen in this game, it ain't ever going to happen. Not this year, anyway. We beat the Colts. What the fuck are we doing? Davis? The guy we just picked up from free agency. 6 tackles, an interception, a forced fumble, and a fumble recovery. What are we doing? That's not the button I wanted.
What are we doing?
Damn it. Dallas. Can't beat Dallas. Dak is still here. Raheem Sanders. Trayvon Diggs, Micah Parsons. This is still a relatively intact Cowboys team. All right, we got to stretch of 3 straight home games. We got to start making some money again. We're down money on the year. Joe Shipp, our rookie safety, gets an upgrade. That's good. We'll simulate this. We're going to do a quick stat check and a finances check. We aren't making fucking shit. Lost to Dallas, 13. We only made $3.5 million. Are these still basement? What's the feedback telling me? Why are we not? We are making shit. Not great in terms of ticket sales. I don't know if maybe we should up these just a click. Try it out anyway. Miami. They've still got Tua. They've still got Devon Achane. We'll try and stop Devon Achane, I think. Marcus Jones. Super Bowl MVP for the Raiders, Marcus Jones. He's going to pick us off, isn't he? Sixth best defense. What in the hell? We got edge rushers, and outside linebackers. How are we good? Everything else is suspect. All right, Ratledge, Baxter, and Overton. So nobody we really care about getting upgrades there. And now the stats. After 9 weeks, where does Edmonds ranks 20th in passing yards, 27th in touchdowns. Monte Bradham 28th in rushing yards, only 2 touchdowns, ranks 47th. Olave 27th in yards, 10th in touchdowns. Points allowed 11th. Offensive yards 30th. Defensive yards 6th. Points scored 31st. Oi! This team is way too mid to be this bad. Or way too bad to be this mid? I don't know. An injury. It's Brian Edmonds. Uh-oh. Broken wrist for our rookie quarterback, which means we are going in to this next stretch of 4 games with Jared Goff. Oh, no. Jared Goff. Maybe Goff is going to go off. No pun intended. I mean, hey. 2 years removed from a Super Bowl. However, it's the Buffalo Bills, Josh Allen, and Braylon Allen. Just try and keep it simple with Goff. No idea. That is not ideal for the growth of our rookie quarterback. This team is 4-5. David Stone gets an upgrade, and David Atkinson up to a 66. Nice. Week 11. We should lose. I have no idea how this defense is so good. We should not even remotely have a top 10 defense, and it appears, at least through this point in the season, we do. Up to $31 million in funds. We see Mahomes, who is starting to regress. The first time we've seen Mahomes not a 99 overall. Andy Reid retired. Mahomes starting to regress. Things are shaping up for the Raiders in the future, I think. This defense is pretty solid. Can the offense get it done? What did we do last week, by the way? I had no idea. Oh, 17-10 loss. I did know. Just forgot. 8-2 Kansas City. 4-6 Las Vegas. 20-10. We played the Chiefs worse when we had a 90 overall team. Playoff picture at this current moment in time. Chiefs, the number 1 seed. Dallas, the 1 seed on the NFC side. Obviously, the Raiders nowhere near that. We didn't really want to make the playoffs this year. We got an away game, Week 13. Week 15 is probably our last road game. So that's good. 7-4 Commies. Shadur. They still don't have a running game. They are not helping out Shadur much. Well, we don't have to worry about the running game. Goff's trying, man. The Goffense. Oh, we got upgrades. Anthony Hill, Tyson. No Ebert, unfortunately. Ooh, new ability unlocked for Anthony Hill Jr. All right, that's fine. We'll deal with that when we need to. 21-10 loss. That is quite all right. Keep losing. We got the Ravens at home. Hopefully back to making money here. 98 overall Lamar Jackson. They got Trevor Etienne. Let's try and limit Lamar. Their defense. I don't know. I shouldn't be trying to win games with a good strategy. I should be trying to tank. We keep losing. We should have a top 10 pick. At least one of them. I don't remember who the other picks we have are from. God damn it, we won. Why do the Ravens seem so bad, dude? 5-8. At least we get to get blasted by Kansas City here. Yeah, throw it deep with Goff. I'm sure that's going to work. Come on, Goffense. If we're going to win ourselves out of a top 10 pick, we might as well beat Kansas City while we're doing it. Michael Mayer, Brian Edmonds. Is Edmonds back? Edmonds actually might be back this week. Check the depth chart. Joe Shipp got an upgrade. That's good to see. To the depth chart. And he is. And Goff is regressing. Well, we expected that. So Edmonds back in. What can our rookie quarterback do? We beat the Chiefs! That's the first time in like 4 years. Please tell me it was Brian Edmonds. We beat Kansas City this year, of all years. Fucking why? 315, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Outdueled Mahomes. Rushing. Monte Bradham. Edmonds runs far too much for a quarterback with 70 speed. 7 catches, 124 yards for Olave. Oh, boy. We've got a connection between Olave and Edmonds. Nice. We are 2 games under 500. Now we got Caleb Williams to deal with. We'll focus on Williams. Is it possible that this team could just find their way into the playoffs? What? Because we're in 16, week 16. If we win out, which is highly improbable, let's be honest. If we win out, we're at 9 wins. 9-8. It'd be close, but it's possible. We got to win these games. I don't know if I want this team to make the playoffs. How do we have so many away games? We're not going to make much money this season at all. Well, we lost to Caleb Williams and the Patriots, so we're just going to be good enough to be mid. Raiola. Seems like a Monte Bradham type game. We still have the 10th best defense. I don't understand it for the life of me. Well, hopefully those draft picks we have are from teams worse than us. We can hope. 5-10 Broncos. We are better than the Broncos, and I have no clue how. We beat the Broncos again. We're 7-9. Week 18 against the 8-8 Jets. I have no idea how we have so many away games. I have no fucking clue. Julian Sayin and Breece Hall. Sauce. Sauce is a 99. There's nobody was shocked. Week 18 against the Jets. We're in a bad season where we had no ambitions. We can finish a game under 500. Another upgrade for David Stone. Good to see. We finished 8-9. We missed the playoffs. The Chargers, who we beat this season, take the #1 seed. I think if we beat the Patriots, I think we're in there. You have got to be kidding me. How did this roster do anything? Olave and Fasusi. All right. Simulate the wild card round. Let's see what happened. 2-seed Titans take down the 7-seed Patriots. 6-seed Ravens advance over the Buffalo Bills in that high-powered offense. 4-seed Steelers beat the Chiefs 24-21. Chiefs are beatable now. And then NFC, 2-seed moves on. New Orleans over Washington. 6-seed moves on over here, too. 1-point game. Eagles beat the Cards. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers beat the Minnesota Vikings, who are in the playoffs every single fucking year. Well, for the title games, the 6-seed Ravens. Uh-oh. Watch out. Titans move on as the 2-seed. Titans and Ravens on the AFC side. Cowboys advance big over the Eagles. And the other divisional matchup, Buccaneers as the 5-seed beat the Saints. So we have a 1-5 and a 2-6. That's surprising. Two lower seeds getting to the title games. We're up to $41 million in funds. We're making money now. Well, it's 1 versus 2. The Dallas Cowboys advance 35-28 over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. 2-seed Titans beat the Ravens by 10. So the magical runs for the low seeds are over. Titans and Dallas. Dallas in the Super Bowl for the 2nd straight year. They lost to Houston, who missed the playoffs this year. Goodness. Oh, yes, the Pro Bowl roster. I almost forgot. Herbert, Jackson, Allen, Josh Jacobs, who's down to a 91 overall, so we made that trade at a good time. Wide receivers, Chris Olave. Another former Raider and Max Crosby. His overall's holding up decent. Ooh, we have 2 Pro Bowlers. A.J. Cole made it finally. That's good out of A.J. Cole. Nice. So simulate the Pro Bowl. I haven't done a Super Bowl pick in a while. I kind of forgot about him when we were making the playoffs. I'm going to go Dallas for this Super Bowl. I think Dallas finally gets the job done in this sim. The yearly awards, not expecting a lot. Lamar Jackson is the MVP. Boy, would it have sucked to see Michael Penix on this list. Mike McCarthy, Coach of the Year. Offensive Player of the Year, Lamar. No shock that there are no Raiders here. Defensive Player of the Year, Max Crosby. Chop Robinson finishes 10th. That's nice. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Brian Edmonds actually finished 3rd, which is kind of shocking. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Joe Shipp finishes 4th. We got a nice little court. Hey, Tracy Baxter, out of nowhere. Best quarterback goes to Malachi Nelson. How does that make sense? Lamar was the MVP. Best running back. There just isn't one. There we go. Trey Benson. Josh Jacobs finishes 3rd. Wide receiver, Olave 4th. Offensive line, Van Pran 6th. Solid, he's our only veteran. Best defensive line, we got Chop Robinson 8th. Best linebacker, no Raiders. Best defensive back, no Raiders. Best kicker, Cameron Dicker finishes 3rd. Daniel Carlson's a Houston Texan now. Super Bowl 64. Like I said, I'm picking Dallas. I'm picking Dallas in this one. And I remain over on Super Bowl picks. 35-14. Cowboys have made it to the Super Bowl 2 straight years. Malachi Nelson is Super Bowl MVP. Cowboys have been done in by the Texans and now the Titans in back-to-back years in the Super Bowl.